there are a lot of techniques that we use for mindfulness practices. But we don't want to learn all of them today, but let's try to do a few things. Then we can work hard with them. We don't want to learn many things and we don't want to fight with them. We just learn a few things and try to apply them. Once we done with instructions, so you are the boss. You have to be yourself and you need to be honest for yourself, not for others. Then let's practice. Concentration is a result of mindfulness. Everyone talks about concentration. Everyone expects concentration. What is the meaning of concentration? Any synonym for concentration? So. It's not really focusing on concentration. So we have seen that some butter or margarine or yogurt in that containers they have put concentrated, right? What's the meaning? It's a gathering, right? It's a gather to a place. It's more collected. So that collectiveness, that gathering, that concentration, we got as a result of something. We cannot concentrate at once. If we look at something, that is not concentration, that is focusing, that is attentiveness, that is mindfulness. Then we practice, we apply mindfulness with our activities in order to have concentration. Always concentration is a result of mindfulness. If we are mindful enough, then we will have concentration. If we are not, then there is no concentration. So there are a lot of techniques we can practice mindfulness. Have you heard that word samadhi? Samadhi describes as concentration. But samadhi is the result. Samadhi is a result of the practice. Samadhi is a result of mindfulness. So what is the Pali word for mindfulness? What we call sati, right? Sati is the way to practice to gain samadhi. Sati is the practice. Samadhi is the result. Mindfulness is the practice. Concentration is the result. How many postures do we have? Now we are sitting. Then we stand. Then we walk. Do we sleep while sitting? No, we lie down, right? Then we have 4 postures. Whatever the activity we do them having those 4 postures, one of them. Then Buddha said, if we want to be concentrated, we need to use this mindfulness with our post activity. Whatever the activity we do, then be mindful about it. Whether we walk or sit, lying down or standing, eating, sleeping, drinking and using the restrooms and whenever we talk, we are mindful about what we are doing. So what do you think? Is mindfulness difficult to do? So you said sometimes we are distracted, right? So what distracts you? Plans. Where they are coming from? Past. So where is the past? So can you bring it here? Then how we recognize it is past? It is the mind. Whether it is past or the future, it is about our intentions. We cannot see the past, we cannot hear, right? We can smell. Even future, can we see the future? Can we hear the future? No, we can only think about it. We just keep thinking. And these plans arise from ourselves, right? Arise from the mind. It is not from somewhere else. Those plans is all mind. Then how come this plan distracts us? If the plan disturb us, what is that the meaning of it? What is the bottom line? Then who's really distracting you? That is yourself. You are distracting yourself. So did I distract you? Disturb you? Did anyone? No. So we are distracting ourselves. So see, it is getting cold, right? So how that coldness, the bad weather, we say bad weather or good weather or whatever, right? Then how come that disturbs us? So does winter treat separately for each one? It treats equal, right? Then who accept it? We accept it. Then I distracted by the winter as I accept it. The way I think always distracting me. Then we can have plans. So without determination of plans and goals, we can move on, right? Then we better have some plans. But if those plans disturb us, can we get rid of them? No, because if you want to get rid of your plans because of distracting, then you have to stop your all things, right? Studies and everything. Can we do it? No. You are not allowed to do it. So then we cannot get rid of those plans. Then what we can do? If we stop this planning or willingness for the future, do you think we are really extracted? No, something else will appear from different phase. Therefore, have your aims and goals and plans, whatever you want to do in the future, but what is really distracting with that plans is the expectations. So if you want to be a doctor 10 years after today, then you have to spend these 10 years to be a doctor, right? Isn't it? You cannot be a doctor right now. Then you have to spend all 10 years in the future. But if you keep thinking about the 10 from today without doing what you have to do here right now, then that is distracting. Why? You want to be a doctor, but you are not doing it here, right? It has a process. Then you have to go with that process. Then you will be the doctor. Then if we struggle here to be a doctor without doing what you have to do, then that is distracting us. Sometimes people worry about the breakfast, having dinner, right? When they have dinner, they worry about breakfast. We don't know whether we wake up or not tomorrow morning to have breakfast. But first we have to finish dinner. Is it clear? So, what is that meaning? We have to be here and now. Let them happen in the future. But we might plan. We should have a plan. But we don't want to run behind the plan. We don't want to struggle behind the plan. We just have intention to success the future. Then do whatever you have to do here. Mindfulness always about the cultivation of the mind, development of the mind. Sometimes we think we should be here and now without thinking the past. Maybe we say not to think about the future. I say not to think about the present too. Because when we think about the past, if we generate any unwholesome thoughts or any bad thoughts, when we think about the future, if we generate unwholesome or demerit thoughts that harmful us, then we should not think about them. Sometimes we just avoid the past and the future. We try to stay here and having really bad thoughts. Are we in the present moment having bad thoughts? Yes, we are in the present moment, but we are not in the clear or purified present. We have very impure present moment. So therefore, Buddha's mindfulness teachings always leads us to have clear understanding and purification of the mind, whether it is past or the future or the present. When we think about the past, so there are a number of generosity that you have practiced, right, in the past, and you have been accumulating a lot of merits and many good things in the past. So then if we say we should not think about the past, how we reflect on them? Get your good memories, good activities. Should you stop thinking that? No. We have to reflect on them. Then we have to stop that unhelpful things, right? Useless things. Then about the future, if you plan to do some good things in the future, shouldn't we think about them? We should think about them. Why? Without thinking, we cannot develop it. Then if we are planning to do harmful things in the future, then we have to stop it. Same as the present moment. Then we have to purify the present moment with good cultivations, good intentions. We use different techniques as meditation to be here, not to go to the past or the future, and to be here. So we have been practicing Anapanasati and Maitri and some other techniques, right? So they help us to be here in the present moment. I would suggest you to use several other techniques to be here, not only these sitting and walking techniques. So since we are going to spend these 2 days here, we are not allowed to talk anyway during this period, unless necessary. Then even in your bedroom, you are not allowed to talk. that restriction will help you to be more concentrated or be mindful. Stop. Usually we are chatterbox, right? We like to talk a lot. Some people do not talk, but they talk things. Even they haven't seen their friends, right, behind the game. There are a lot of games too that can harm us. So now we have friends physically here. Knowingly that we should not involve any kind of conversation. And that will really help with you. And if you talk, that will distract others' mindfulness practices, because everyone is involved in the practice here. Please be aware of your postures and please be aware of your activities, whatever you do. And we are not going to sit hours and hours. We will switch the posture time to time, and I will teach how to use it and how to practice it. So please tell me, how long does it take you to be concentrated since you have practiced meditation? I know some people maybe they can easily concentrate. It takes few seconds, maybe few minutes, maybe few hours, some people. Yeah, that tiring and discomfort sometimes distract us, but not all the time. And in this retreat, since we observe all the activities, that directly will help you to be more concentrated, more mindful while you are sitting. Then it is in your hand, nothing to do with me. I will just talk and you have to apply it with you. So you know how to walk, practice walking, and before we go to breathing practice, I would introduce another technique prior to breathing that will help you to be focused. Have you heard about the sati nimitta? Sati nimitta means, actually there is no proper word to translate it. I was searching but I didn't find it. Anyway, sati nimitta means there is a certain place for the mind to be. Let's say, the eyes have a special place to be. Where it is? The eyes have a special place to be. Where it is? So what you use for, what you use these eyes? What for? To see. Then, what we can see? Okay, in this way. These eyes have a certain object to be. What it is? The ears have a certain object. What it is? Can you see through the ears? What do you do? We listen, right? We hear. Then what we hear? What we listen? Sounds. What is the object for the ears? Sounds. What is the object for the eyes? Forms, maybe images. Right? What is the object for the nose? Smells. What is the object for the tongue? Taste. What is the object for the body? Contact. In Dhamma it calls tangible contact. And what is the object for the mind? images, sounds, smell, taste, tangible contacts, and what is the object for the mind? What is the object for the mind? Thought. A thought. Thoughts are the objects for the mind. Can you think through the eyes? Can you? No. It has its own object, own job. Can we hear even through the eyes? No. Can we see through the ears? No. Only one thing from one object, and one, it is actually faculties, one faculty. So, mind cannot see, mind cannot hear, mind cannot smell or taste or contact. What is the mind can do? Think. Only think. Then, always eyes go with images or forms. Wherever we can see, then eyes is there. Whatever we can hear, the ears are there. Whatever we can smell, the nose is there. Whatever we can taste, the tongue is there. But where is the mind? Then your answer is speak to that. The mind is everywhere. Mind is everywhere. But in the teachings, Buddha said, not to wander. Buddha said, not to release the mind as it wants. Buddha said, we have to keep the mind at a place in order to focus. We can have different techniques to focus, but if we can give a certain place, certain attention for the mind, then mind will be focused. Therefore, let's practice Sati Nimitta first, then we can move to breathing practice or whatever the technique we use. That depends on your practice, based on your practice. So, Buddha said to use around these lips and tip of the nose and in between them as a place, keep the mind. Then we keep the mind around this area without wandering. We try to focus. Usually I describe it, watch the mind from the mind, not from the eyes. Watch the mind from the mind, maybe through the mind. We can keep our mind everywhere else in our body, but there's a specific reason to keep the mind around this area, because as the next step we will move to breathing practice. We can focus on our knee, maybe the elbow, the shoulders, head, but we cannot breathe from those places, right? We only breathe from the nose. Then the mind should stay around the nose in order to move to breathing practice. Therefore, as a first step, I would suggest to be mindful with your mind. Do not take any other object. It is sometimes difficult. So this is the thing, this is the technique. When we sit properly, bring your attention, bring your mind in front of your face. That could be around your lips or tip of the nose or in between them. Just watch there. So if you cannot keep it and if you cannot feel it there, use your hand like this and try to feel this sensation here. Then take that sensation and focus there and slowly take your hand down on your lap. So just watch that sensation, feeling there. Try to be there. Keep watching. So you have to focus here and follow me, then afterward you have to practice them. I will not describe this later on. This is the only time you have to listen this. Watch here. Keep your mind in front of your face. Try to focus. Do not do anything else other than this watching. In few seconds, you will lose your attention. Don't lose yourself, but it will lose sometimes. If it is wandering, do not panic. Do not struggle. Notice it is wandering. Carefully and patiently bring it back and settle it here. Again, in few seconds, it will change. Then, patiently bring it back. You have to try it for few minutes, maybe 10-15 minutes. Let's say 20 minutes at once. If you are able to focus, if you are able to watch your mind from the mind, then you may observe it more and more. Otherwise, you have to get up from your posture and slowly go away from the hall and start practice walking. While walking, do not focus on your mind, just focus on your legs, as we have talked earlier. Then try to walk for a few minutes, maybe 10-15 minutes, and come back to sitting. Start again focusing. You will see the gap of the mind. The duration of the mind will be longer than the first time. The length will be longer than the first time, and you will see the capacity of the mind. But in few minutes, again it will change. Patiently bring it back. Do not analyze or do not follow that thoughts. Just noticing it, or it is a thought, and do not do anything. Don't try to destroy that thought. Bring your mind, bring your attention back and start watching. If you are able to do it more, maybe up to 30 minutes, then keep doing. If you are really struggling, slowly stand up and go for a walk and come back and sit. Do not disturb others. Do not look for others. Just be yourself and be honest. Again, after lunch, we will talk about what is the result. Then, if there are any improvements necessary, then we can talk about. Unless we have to keep practicing. First we need to know how to focus. And with the other activities, you may go and involve with them mindfully, attentively. when you are concentrated enough, when you are focused enough, maybe if you can keep your mind at least 10-15 minutes without changing, if you can maintain that attentiveness, focusing, then you may talk to me. And I will help you to move on with your breathing practice. Don't worry about your understanding or knowledge and the other stuff. Just leave them behind and try to observe yourself. So this is the only time that we have to be ourselves. Just be yourself. So spend this time wisely and mindfully and try to gain something